lives. You just keep hitting the mushroom over and over and over again. Now all of a sudden you have unlimited lives. I get that. But that's a video game. Surely there can't be some kind of infinite money glitch in real life. I mean, who would believe such a thing? Just think for a second. I want y'all to focus in on this. Just imagine for a moment that you are able to survive to an age over 18. Okay? You're over 18 years old. You are able to stay alive this long. It takes some kind of savviness, some sort of ability to not, not be gone by 18, I would say. But how can you have the savviness to stay alive and be what many people consider an adult, but you believe in an infinite money glitch? How can you be so dumb to believe that there's something that you can do by picking up your phone? You can pick up your phone, you can press buttons, you can take pictures, and you'll have an unlimited source of money and it not be fraud. That's the part I don't get. That's the part that confuses me. So when I see this, I say to myself, why? Why is there a segment of our population that falls for this type of stuff? Why would you put yourself in a position where you are committing fraud? I don't get it. But apparently over the holiday weekend, there was a viral video on TikTok, several viral videos apparently. And in these viral videos, they were telling people how they can get money from Chase ATMs. Now, it says a number of viral TikTok videos had some people believing. How could you believe this? That's the part. How? How could you really believe that this isn't fraud? But okay, all right, let's just slow down for a second. A number of viral TikTok videos had some people believing they could get free cash from Chase ATMs. I've never heard of free cash. That free cash is like almost an oxymoron. It's not free cash, but okay, free cash from Chase ATMs, but it was just a glitch. For those customers were committing fraud. According to the bank, they were committing fraud. Of course they were. Over the weekend, videos appeared on the app showing people depositing checks for large sums of money at Chase ATMs and then making a withdrawal for a smaller yet substantial amount, leading them to believe they had discovered a bug and were hitting the jackpot. Where do people think money comes from? And listen, I will add, I'll put in the link. I want to hear from you guys, but this hitting the jackpot. Why would you believe you're hitting a jackpot? This is not a casino. You did not play some sort of wager and win a bet. All right, hold on. All right, we'll go through it. Says the problem is that this is just a form of check fraud, a criminal offense. Of course it is. Chase said in a statement to CNN that the issue has been addressed and warned people not to try it. Warned people not to try it. All right, so listen. I want to show this video, at least a clip of this video from Chiseled Adonis. Shout outs to him on YouTube. He is a stand-up comedian, but he does a great job. All right. He does a great job highlighting the stupidity of people who even attempted this. Okay. He does a great job. When we come back, I'll go through my notes and I want you guys to call in. Okay, so here we go. Let's see what he has to say.
Fuck, man. They really told me to tap in. Next day I was supposed to clear and look at my account, yo.
Dummy. Yeah. All right, so boom. We may be living in the information age, but we've got to have some of the dumbest human beings who have ever walked God's green earth existing in today's current time. Because I don't know if you guys saw or not, but this past weekend, let me catch you up to speed. There was an ATM glitch error at Chase Bank to where individuals thought they had some sort of infinite money hack to where you can write fraudulent checks to yourself and withdraw an ungodly amount of cash and get away with it.
Oh, that's not how the game is played. You can't do that.
As if the bank wouldn't be able to create some form of paper trail to identify who's the dumbass trying to steal money.
Nah, I said it's heavy. Niggas is lined up. Nah, this shit is elephant. No! Only let niggas in 1x1.
Dudes was lined up in Moncleeses, bubble jackets, all kinds of hoodies in 70-degree weather for the opportunity to go directly to jail. Stupidity, 15-yard penalty. Are you dumb? What do you think is gonna happen? Do you recognize you writing yourself a check to deposit into your own account? Then you're withdrawing cash, an ungodly amount with apparently there was no limit from the ATM, which already is an issue that has a camera embedded inside of the machine. And your dumb ass thought you could get away with this?
That's why drugs are so dangerous.
Yeah, like you're just overdrafting your own account, and then the bank is going to say, okay, you know you owe us that money. They just, like I said, there's no glitch. You're just stupid.
Paper trails exist for a reason. Did you really think they would not be able to identify who are the individuals who are dealing with this? Now they put in 7-day holds on all of the accounts that was withdrawing fraudulent funds, and you done expose yourself. It's one thing if you were trying to do the PPP loan during the pandemic, where people tried to insulate themselves, creating all of these LLCs. People who did it the smart way would create an LLC in like Delaware, Wyoming, places to where you have that anonymity, where you're away, you're anonymous. They're not able to identify who is creating said LLC.
I can handle things. I'm smart.
Then you insulate yourself to where you get this money. If you're going to run off and do fuck all with it, you can try to get away with it.
Do you have your passport?
They caught a great deal of people, but there's a number of people who done got away. In this case, motherfuckers was writing checks for money they don't have in their own name to their own account. Shit. Got your ass. If you were to take somebody else's card, you get access to their name. You write them a check because you have their card from some fraudulent location and withdrew it from their account. You could get away because the only thing that would tie you to the entire situation is said camera in the ATM.
Congratulations!
Genius.
But these dudes was willfully doing it with the account that they get direct deposits from their employment.
Bro, what the?
Their personal accounts, withdrawing money that they account ain't never seen. And not once did they think, bad idea. This is a bad idea. And this ain't one of them small banks. This ain't one of them internet banks. This is JP Morgan Chase. This the biggest bank in America. It's been around for 225 years. You thought you was about to have some sort of mystery money pop up inside your account. You withdraw it all cash and they wouldn't be able to identify you, let alone come looking for the damn money? Are you dumb? They're gonna deploy and unleash Megatron upon your home. He gonna transmogrify
That would be
into
crazy.
a tank. You gonna look outside your Ring camera. All you gonna see is
I know it. I told you. What the fuck? Bro, I fucking knew it. It's fucking dumbass ATM, bro. Fuck Chase, nigga.
I knew not to fuck with Chase. Fuck Chase.
It's not fuck Chase now, because you should have been chasing a job application. But now you decided, I want to go chase my dreams. I want to go chase a bag. Now you're going to have to chase down the public defender because you're going to jail.
I would like to see it.
As for the videos going viral with people being so upset about something hitting their account, let's call it what it is. These are just opportunists. I would highly doubt somebody who actually tried to scam and scheme their way into making this infinite amount of money would willfully post themselves online crying about their account. People is chasing clout. They probably stitching some sort of Googleable overdrafted account, making it seem as if it's theirs. So people will go and join the circus just to go and laugh at them, but increasing the amount of followers and trying to get some payment on the back end, whether that be TikTok, Instagram, or on YouTube. But that's neither here nor there.
Who in the hell does he think he is? Who does he think he is?
There still is legitimate scammers that's out there trying to take advantage of people's accounts in different ways, right? They ran a scam last year where they was pouring glue into the ATMs.
A 7 on Your Side story about a new type of ATM fraud has exploded on the internet. Scammers using
What the
glue
fuck?
and the ATM tap feature have been draining bank accounts.
Why? See, how this
Glue.
game works is you would pour glue into the card reader, and whenever somebody were to go and try to put their card into the ATM, it would be unable to be read. They would have somebody on site who would then say, oh no, it seems if the card reader's not working, but the tap function works. I just used it. So you would tap your card, get access to your account, do your regular transaction, whether that be a deposit or a withdrawal, and go about the rest of your day. But the individuals who got scammed, for whatever reason, when this screen pops up and says, would you like to do something else? They depart before clicking no. So then the scammer would simply go right in there, click yes, and continue with all kinds of transactions because the person never logged out. First and foremost, you got to be a stephead.
Yeah, like everybody know that once you what? Why would you walk away from it knowing that you still got the screen up? You're supposed to make sure go back to the home screen and say like, okay, yeah, like insert your card to start a new transaction. You're supposed to wait for that. You're not supposed to. You motherfuckers is crazy.
Individual to leave from an ATM before closing out your account.
Is the man retarded?
Under no circumstances should you ever put your money at risk to where somebody can simply go and utilize your account because you didn't do your due diligence of logging out. I'm not saying you shouldn't operate with good faith, that somebody who appears to be somewhat of a good Samaritan who told you, hey, this function isn't working, but this one is, and it's confirmed, vindicated that you were able to tap in and get access to your account because the card reader's not working. You didn't know they was in on the scam, but the tap function just so happens to work. You can't just walk away unceremoniously, not closing your account because you want some, man, it looks a little bit sketchy over here. I should hurry up and get up out of here.
Get your ass back over here.
Log your ass out, dummy. But at least in this case, you're actually a victim. Unlike the first individuals whose account is in supreme overdraft that they won't be able to recover from. They got people out here who are hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt because they decided, oh no, let me just keep withdrawing from numerous different ATM accounts. The government will never catch me. Can't wait till they lock all y'all dumbasses up. To make matters worse, you could have at least leveraged said bread to put it in position to make you some more money. So if in the event you just so happen to get caught, which you have, you could give back the money that you owe and possibly have something on the back end that you could hold on to. But motherfuckers is cashing out on Duce, Don Julio, Amiri, all kinds of watches and motherfucking jewelry that you can't even go out there and resell. Y'all dumb. Stupid, and I can't wait to see them get you dealt with. Instead of taking you to prison, they need to send you to the interrogation chamber. And there's one person who will be entering to get all of the answers they need. Chris!
You're gonna have to die.
Here comes the United States champion, Chris Benoit.
He's not gonna do what I think, is he? Oh no, come on. 16-foot. Arms are clasped. I can't believe it. Off the ground. Is he? Whoa, yeah! Yes, he is. Oh, Benoit, look at Benoit.
Message. I appreciate you watching the entire video. Feel free to hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Furthermore, hit that subscribe if you hadn't.
Hey, go and subscribe to this brother. I'm going to bring his info right up on the screen. Here we go. Go and subscribe to Chiseled Adonis. Video absolutely hilarious. He hit almost every point that I wanted to talk to. Even with all the glitches in this live stream, still made a great point. Going over to his YouTube channel, Chiseled Adonis on YouTube. Go subscribe, check him out, watch the full
we
video.
We really are hanging out with each other on the set of Exit Wounds. I get to Toronto. We filmed it in Toronto. I get to Toronto. And I was like, y'all want to hang out with
As long as the technology is working tonight, we're going to get through this show.
And
let's talk about
got in contact with him.
Right?
And his team was
I'm
like,
tell you right now,
we're going to go to Red Lobster. X wants to take you to Red Lobster. I was like, okay, bet.
Here. Very, very simple.
Story, but there's a lot to the story. So we pull up. He has his little convertible Mercedes coupe. It's just he and his security guard. And so they pull up. So quite naturally, I'm getting in the back seat. I was like, yo, and they're like, no, sit up front. So you got this big ass security guard sitting in.
Extremely old fraud. Okay, extremely old fraud. What fraud is it? It is called check kiting. Okay, check kiting. This is something that you learn probably within the first 3, maybe 4 weeks in business school, or if you're studying for accounting, finance, stuff like that.
Chris Benoit.
He's not going to do what I think, is he? Oh, no, come on. 16-foot. Arms are clasped. Look at him ready.
I can't believe it.
Off the ground. Is he rolling? Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Oh, Benoit. Look at Benoit.
Now, I'm not saying he should have killed her, but I understand.
Message. I appreciate you watching the entire video. Feel free to hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Furthermore, hit that subscribe if you hadn't.
Hey, go and subscribe to this brother. I'm going to bring his info right up on the screen. Here we go. Go and subscribe to Chiseled Adonis. Video absolutely hilarious. He hit almost every point that I wanted to talk to. Even with all the glitches in this live stream, still made a great point. Going over to his YouTube channel, Chiseled Adonis on YouTube. Go subscribe, check him out, watch the full video over there as well. All right, so let's go into it. All right, let's go into it. As long as the technology is working tonight, we're going to get through this show. Let's talk about my notes, right? I'm going to tell you right now, the notes aren't very extensive. Not talking about 30 pages here. It's very, very simple. When it comes to what was going on with Chase, it's an extremely old fraud, okay? Extremely old fraud. What fraud is it? It is called check kiting, okay? Check kiting.
Okay.
This is something that you learn probably
check
within
kiting
the first 3, maybe 4 weeks in business school, or if you're studying for accounting, finance, stuff like that. It's an extremely old fraud. This is not new. The only thing that's new is the technology. Follow me here. When it comes to check kiting, all the scammer is doing, they are writing a check, are getting a check, and they are depositing it into an account. What they are relying on is what's referred to as the float, okay? The float represents the time in between you deposit a check and the bank is able to verify and receive the funds from whatever institution that is sending the money over to them. So if you're old school writing a check, you turn that check and deposit it into your bank.
Yep.
The check is most likely from some other bank. Okay. Yep. Some other bank.
I follow you.
It's going to take some time, usually a couple of days,
for that bank,
your bank, the bank you deposit the check to, and the other bank, the bank where the money is at, to actually communicate and confirm and get the money over, right? That's called the float. In this very simple scam, the scammer is going to take advantage of whatever funds are made available immediately before the bank realizes that the check is bad. This is an extremely, extremely old fraud. It's actually the center plot behind this movie. This movie here, Catch Me If You Can.
Hey, this was a classic right here. Catch Me If You Can. If you never saw that, go watch this. So, like I said, what is check kiting? Check kiting is the illegal action of writing a check for an amount higher than what you have in your bank account. You rely on the fact that it takes at least a few days for a check to clear before the fraud is exposed. Yep. Yeah, so this is your bank. This is the check. You give it to there. It goes to there. It's all back and forth. But you want to hope that by the time the banks talk to each other, you've already got your money out, because they clear a certain amount of money. So if you write a check for $30,000, they might clear like $10,000. That's all the scammer needs. They take that $10,000 out as fast as they could and within that time period. And then by the time the banks talk, they're like, whoa. They don't even have that in their account. We can't, no. So then now it's on you to pay your bank back that money. And then if you don't pay that money back, they're going to close your account. They'll go to collections. And then depending on how much it is, there might be charges being pressed against you.
Funds are made available immediately before the bank realizes that the check is bad. This is an extremely, extremely old fraud. It's actually the center plot behind this movie. This movie here, Catch Me If You Can, it was a big movie. This movie is all about this scam, check kiting. The plot behind this movie is you have Leo DiCaprio's character who is flying around the country and eventually around the world, and he is cashing bad checks. Okay, I'll try to explain it. He's cashing bad checks. The reason why he's able to cash these bad checks is because he's impersonating a pilot. Many of you are probably young. Maybe you don't realize, but back in the day, a pilot was a very prestigious position, and they would fly from city to city. So if he presents a check from some other bank that's far away, it's not as uncommon because the guy is supposed to be a pilot. Now, very popular movie, but if you do your research, and I did, this movie is supposed to be based on a true story. That's 100% BS. All right. This whole story is BS. It is made up. This movie is based on a book that the real guy wrote. Okay. Most of what he wrote in his book, his autobiography about the scams that he was running all over the country and all over the world, was BS. Okay. It never happened. He was a small-time grifter who never did what Leo did in the movie. He, in fact, became rich and famous after this movie came out because he was able to go to company doing presentations about how not to get scammed. That was the best scam that he ever did.
I never knew that.
Was writing a book.
I never knew that. That's detail.
Become rich and famous off this movie that it never really happened. Okay, but it's check kiting. That is a scam that these people are committing. It is check kiting. It's not a very hard scam. You are writing a check or depositing a check that you know is not good. You are relying on the time that between when the bank gets the check and the bank verifies the check to run off with the bag. That's all you're doing. It's not a glitch. The money didn't just magically become created in your bank account. It is a very, very old fraud. In this movie, good movie, but it's a lie. It never really happened in real life. Now, this is the part that I want y'all to focus on. And there's people in the back already. We're going to start taking callers here in a second. All right. This is the part I want y'all to see. Not only did Chase Bank, were they able to go ahead and catch the glitch and stop the instant evasion.
Yeah, because then all they would do was just put a hold on all checks and make you wait like 7 days until we talk to the bank. They might not release any funds. They might say, you know what, this is on hold until we talk to that bank, because there's too many people just withdrawing a large amount in one day. It's crazy.
Availability of the funds when you would deposit these bad checks, they are referring cases to the authorities. What does that mean? That means that they are going to start snitching. Well, they're not really snitching. I mean, only criminals snitch, but that's the language you kids on the street use. They're telling the cops, they're telling the feds, they're giving over
and say, hey, this account ended in 4173. They did this. This is their name. This is their address. This is the info. This person ended in 2297. They did this. They ended in 3385. They did this. And then 7947. They did that. They're going to give the cops all the information. Say, hey, these guys committed check fraud.
For your information, if you pull this scam, they are going to give your information to the authorities. And according to this report, the penalties for this scam vary from state to state, apparently. It says in California, it's a misdemeanor that you can get up to 1 year and face penalties, financial penalties of. And in New York, you can face up to, looks like 3 months. But I think it also depends on the amount of money that the scammer was able to get. If it's a small amount of money, it may be a misdemeanor. If it's a larger amount of money, it may be a felony. So once again, you are dealing with people who honestly, you're dealing with people who are not the brightest. Let me say that. I'll say that. You're dealing with people who are not the brightest. I understand that while we may not be officially in a recession, there's many people who are hurting out there. There's many people who are having a hard time getting ends to meet.